Looking forward to this segment. This is going to be a weekly here on Off the Bench. You want to talk about versatile. When you talk about media versatility, we don't have to keep it to one sport. When you talk about baseball, football, basketball, hell, we don't even talk about sports. We can keep it lifestyle with our next guy. We're going to call it, we're going to have Tom Hart on every Wednesday, and we will have a segment within the segment. And we'll call it Straight from the Heart. We got a little imaging that we're going to do here on day one. Get your questions and interaction from the audience, from the huddle, Facebook Live, anybody out there. Of course, Tom is the face and the voice, in my opinion, of the SEC of the Southeastern Conference. You can find him on baseball, football, basketball, doing play-by-play, ESPN and SEC Network, and now here on Off the Bench, ESPN New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Alexandria every Wednesday. Tommy, good morning. How are you?
Branding, huh? Imaging? That sounds big.
Yeah, well,
eventually.
It's not that big. Eventually we'll get there. We're probably talking a little bit more
Listen
than
to
it's
your
going to be.
heart.
Tom, you're a traveler. You're all over the conference, especially this time of the year during quarantine. What's it like to spend so much time with your family during this part of the year?
They love me so much. They really do. And I'm reminded each and every day. My son's birthday is today, so we've got a virtual birthday party this evening. We kicked around a bunch of different ideas. My idea was, we live on a cul-de-sac. I was going to have Nerf guns and shooting targets, and everyone could do a drive-by birthday party and do some shooting targets.
Drive-by shooting was the theme of your kid's birthday party?
You know, when you put it like that, maybe that's why my wife didn't approve of it.
You get Burrow to help you out with the Nerf guns?
Oh, my God.
I mean, think about, you'd need a lot of Nerf bullets to pull it off, because they're just coming down, and we're trying to social distance. So I always noticed that when you were kids, when it came to a Nerf gun fight, there's such a wide variety, right? I mean, there's some kids out there who got the Mac Daddy with like 16 9-volt batteries in it, and it just goes and goes and goes. I was the kid with the one with the sight was broken, and the Nerf bullets were bent. And it was like a BB gun where the BB just fell out the end of the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, Super Soakers were the same way. There's such a large disparity depending on what your parents got you. Well, good luck with the virtual birthday party. We got some Ask Tom questions here in the huddle from our listeners.
All right, let's drop our song here. We get some recommendations on the segment, too. A little heart to heart, H-A-R-T to H-E-A-R-T for this segment. All right, Sam, give us our music here. Bring down that bed a little bit. This is a Bryan Adams, Straight from the Heart, that we'll use as the bed music here. And Tommy, we got an Ask Tom coming in. Hashtag Ask Tom. Brian Burgess wants to know, Tommy, favorite SEC town, favorite SEC destination?
Oh, that's a good one. This is one of those you got to worry about, like asking me my favorite kid. I mean, I'll say it out loud, but I know I'm going to hurt some feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of Oxford, Mississippi. That's my favorite SEC town. I like food, and I like a good time. They have one of the best, they got a great little sports bar for Friday night that kind of everybody's comfortable in after you go to one of the Beard Award-winning chefs, and you only have to stumble like a total of 400 feet between establishments. That's the beauty of it. Everything is isolated. So Oxford gets my vote as of today.
Stay in the square. So you've talked about your favorite kid. Somebody wants to know who your least favorite kid is. Hashtag Ask Tom. Worst college town in the Southeastern Conference.
Oh man. Oh. Do I have to answer this one?
I don't think you do because of your employer, but it would be good to get one off the record for sure.
Fair. Maybe it's Starkville.
No, listen. I'm willing to go there. I'm actually a fan of Starkville. I like Starkville.
I do too.
It becomes a big butt.
I appreciate it for what it is. Everything is different, right? I'm not a huge fan of Gainesville.
Oh, yeah, agreed.
Agreed.
Concrete jungle.
You want to endear yourself to your new listening audience. Talk about the hate that you have for Gainesville.
Yeah,
for
you
sure
heard it here first. Tom Hart hates Florida and Gainesville as a whole. We love it, dude.
Hashtag.
How about some of the favorites when you come to Baton Rouge? What's a must-do when you get to Baton Rouge?
Well, let me tell you a quick story. I was there for hoops this past year, and it was the day after the SEC championship game, and I don't even remember. I mean, I was there numerous times, but this one trip stands out. I don't even remember who they played, in basketball that day. I could look it up, but that seems like a lot of work. But I was at walk-ons with the group of guys and some folks from the program, and Marty Smith happened to be in town. And finally, Marty looked at me, and we're having lunch, and he goes, "Man, don't you got a game in like a minute or two?" And I looked at my watch, and the game literally started inside the hour. I was having so much fun at walk-ons. Yeah. I'm sitting there in like khakis in a polo, no tie, nothing. I got in a car. I flew there as fast. And by the way, I flew in that morning because I was at the championship game the night before. I busted my butt to get over to PMAC, called the game. Officer Abear was there for me. Motorcycle cop, shout out. He takes care of me. Boom, we're right back to the airport. I'm having a cold beer before I jump on my flight home. It may have been the perfect day.
I mean, dude, that is unbelievable. Ask Tom, favorite SEC network colleague to prank.
Chris Doering. The guy loves to be shirtless. He's easy to make fun of. There's a lot of things you can come at him with. I think sometimes when you do that, we forget, like, hey, he was a legit player, you know, like everybody has a great background. That's what's so fun about watching in sports. The analysts and coaches, they don't get those jobs without having accomplished something. Yet it kind of all goes out the window when you're just with the boys. You know what I mean? Like nobody's talking about your resume. They're just capping on you for the stupid stuff you did last night. And Doering, love him to death. He does a lot of stupid stuff the night before.
I've heard Hester was saying Doring's a ton of fun to party with. I gotta have some drinks with Doring sometime.
Yeah, just understand when you say some, it's gonna work a multiplier in there.
Perfect.
Yeah. I
love it exponentially.
Sunrise is an option. Okay, so Tom, this is why we want to have you on, because the segment can be fun, but it also shows I want to show your relationships that you have within the conference and what you have here in Baton Rouge. Derek and I were talking about a story last year, SEC Media Day time, when a couple of media members were able to stick around with Panamsky, Orgeron, and Joe Burrow and be able to sit down and see that group kind of one-on-one. When you saw them before 2019 in that type of setting, you have any idea on the success they were going to have once the season started?
No, we went to dinner before the LSU group left Hoover and flew back to Baton Rouge, and we just went to a steakhouse right there outside the hotel. I knew there was confidence, and Coach O had great confidence in his team that day, but I don't think I had a great feel for it because I don't think anybody, to be perfectly honest, really knew what that offense was going to look like. We were told. And we're told time and time again, but we really didn't see it. And so I think that was a surprise, the way everything developed offensively. But you know what, guys, when I get an invitation to, go have a steak dinner in a situation like that, honestly, there's not a lot of ball that's being taught. It's getting to know each other and personalities, and that's what I really appreciate, getting to know coaches and players off the field. Because then when you come in, we come in during the season, it's a very stressful time for everybody involved. And so once you already have a relationship and you walk into a stressful situation, it certainly helps because you can be respectful for their time and get in and get out. And when you're getting shot straight. And with some coaches who have come through the league in college football, when you're not getting shot straight too.
Hey, Tom, who's more annoying talking about Peloton, Jordan Rodgers or Cole Kublik?
Cole Kublik, by far. You expect a pretty boy quarterback to talk about his expensive equipment that he uses to keep his body pretty, not an ugly, big offensive lineman. Here's the difference between the two, and I love them both.
The hair?
You get Jordan Rodgers, and the hair is just one of it, but this is how we define it. And I told Cole this finally. I said, Cole, you have to understand, Jordan is the inside dog. You're the outside dog. Okay, you're allowed inside at times, but just understand unless it's freezing out, you're going to be sleeping on the porch or in the driveway. Just understand that.
Oh, that's really good.
Heart to Heart every Wednesday here on Off the Bench. Great opening segment, man. We're looking forward to next week. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Great to be with you.
Take it easy, Tom. Did you just change the segment name mid-segment?
Yeah.
You love, okay, Heart to Heart. Let's do it. Heart to Heart.